Hey guys, welcome back. We are still working on this cocktail dress, and sorry, I actually just had an idea. I want to see if this helps because I keep my camera underneath. Well, I use my computer to stream, obviously. Maybe not obvious, but I mean, I'm very low budget, so or just like not even low budget, just simple. Everything has to be the easiest way possible. So I can't be more complex than just using my computer. Hey, welcome. But on top of that, or not on top of that, but I got like a riser to put my computer up because if you've been in recent streams since I flopped and like started streaming from this side of my room, the light literally would just be blinding like on the computer screen like the whole time. So anyways, it worked, but it started to make it like I feel like a little bit lower quality because it's so dark, like because my desk is like a ladder desk. It used to be the background in a lot of my videos when I was filming from the other side. But anyways, I think this will actually help. I popped a light in, so look at me trying new things. So anyways, I've been working on this little cocktail dress that we started on a number of live streams. Actually, I feel like mostly on Twitch. I did it for a tiny bit yesterday. I feel like we started the basting yesterday on YouTube, and then this afternoon, my morning, because I literally did it like the moment I woke up, which was at 2:00, sadly. But I did the majority of the rest of the basting of the garment. So the entire front is now basted. And let's see. I'm trying to like just spin this, but I also have my legs like folded on the chair, so I have no what is it called? Leverage. So I'm spinning all over the place. But besides the point. I just need to base. I did base this already. I marked this. I need to do this one up here, and then I just need to do the back waistband, and then we should be able to take this off the mannequin and start putting in the proper seam allowance. Also, this is not some creepy blue alcoholic cocktail or something. It's a limited edition kombucha that I got when I was just grocery shopping. I cannot decide if it's good or not. It has the most interesting distinct flavor. When I looked at the ingredients, it's flavored with kiwi juice, coconut water, and ginger. It's like almost like a menthol-y like weirdness. But I'm going for it right now. It's gonna give me hopefully a little energy. It's the type of thing like when I first tried it, I tried like the tiniest bit, and I thought that's not bad. That's actually good. That's actually pretty good. But like the more you drink, you're like, I don't know if it's actually that good. Like I might throw up if I drink too much. Okay, so we are gonna start with this shoulder. Okay, maybe not. I went to knot it and then I just pulled all the thread off the needle. That's what happens when you try to like salvage the last couple inches of your thread. Come on, come through. Okay, we're done with this one. It was too short. Okay. Also, I don't need to have my AirPods in. I was listening to something before, I guess, and I just forgot to take it out. Sometimes I realize I moved my rings to different fingers, and it's very uncomfortable when I realize it. Random thought. Okay, so as far as like this goes up here, I put this up here when I was draping this little strap with the intention of going back to it later, and I guess later has arrived. So it's already like folded over and like finished up here, but it's getting sewn into that. So I really don't think it's necessary to be finished in this way because it just makes the seam so unnecessarily big. So we're gonna go ahead and do my favorite thing, take out the seam and see what we're left with. I don't know if it's finished with, I feel like it's finished with like a little strip and not actually it's not actually folded over. When you're upcycling, it's like the one time you kind of hope that everything is just like folded over and not like, put finished with strips because you want as much fabric as humanly possible. Or strips, tape, like seam tape is what it's called, if you are interested. Yeah, I think this is seam tape. I feel like the weeks are just, it's like a mix. Like it feels like the weeks are flying by. Like I can't believe it's already almost May, but then at the same time, it's like you just want life to go back to normal. So in that sense, it does seem like it's dragging on, but it really does feel more so like, wow, like I cannot believe we're already in May. Like what did we do with April? Nothing. Literally nothing. It's so interesting. Yeah, this is good to take this out because it's getting rid of a lot of bulk. All right, we've got that. All right. So as you can see, this is like pretty thick and it was just like an additional little piece of fabric and it was to make the edge clean, but we're just gonna sew two pieces together so the edge will be clean anyways. So this would have just lumped up and like added like an extra thing like in the back shoulder of the garment, which we do not want. Okay, so now we want to mark the seam, like where we want it to be. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna put a pin, like where I want the seam allowance to be on this one. But then I'm going to mark where the seam ends. So the seam ends right in the shoulder. So that's good. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to take this and I'm actually gonna pin it to the top of the garment for when we take it off, because this honestly looks like a nothing piece, and it's taking a little bit to make this, so you don't want like over time to lose the little pieces, especially when you're upcycling and or even just like cutting fabric in general, like for a garment. You don't sometimes when things are so tiny and almost look like they aren't anything, that's when they go missing, and then you're kind of screwed later on. So I'm just kind of cutting off some fabric that's really long and a little bit unnecessarily long, and then we are going to go ahead and do the who said that? Oh. Okay, so, all right. This one actually. Okay, I cut a few of the basting stitches off because I decided when I was on the other side that I actually don't want to baste on top of other seams because I want to just be able to sew right from where I am. Okay, so, but this I want to overlap in this way, so this is fine. I actually like this as it is. Cool. So actually might base that just like that so we don't lose it. I swear I had I'm always losing my needle, but it's always pinned to my jeans. I should learn to look there first. Again, when you're basting, do not baste right on top of the seam line that you drew because you want to be able to remove it. So actually this, I should mark where this point. Actually, we just want to do it. And mark it. So this one I'm kind of just talking to myself as I do it under my breath. Is this a process of kind of like figuring out what you're gonna do as you go. So my feet hurt so much. Why do I always sit like this? Sorry, I'm very much focused in on this right now. I feel like my live streams have become more and more like just quiet, me sitting and working, but there's not very much going on with me other than, these live streams and editing videos and sewing things in my room. So I don't really have that many, interesting anecdotes to share at the moment. I've been doing a lot of long distance dates because I am in a relationship. And we live very far apart at the moment. I mean, normally, it doesn't seem that far because I normally spend half my time between New York and Florida. Honestly, like right before all this happened, I was probably going to Florida like once, if not twice a week. And we are just very, very fortunate that we both have the ability to fly basically whenever we want to. Like, obviously, not when we're working, but like we have the luxury of having travel benefits. So he also would come and visit me a lot. So yeah, it's different now. And so we've been doing the long distance date thing. There's quite a few things we've been doing, a lot of. But yesterday we watched an entire series, or the whole first, not the whole series, the whole first season of the show Catastrophe. It's on Amazon. I think it's an Amazon Prime original. I had seen it before, but he hadn't, and I just like that kind of comedy a lot, so I didn't mind rewatching it. But yeah, it was super fun, super chill, and I feel like it makes a huge difference. Like, watching a show together rather than just like watching it on your own and then talking about it. So it's a really good like little long distance date idea. Although probably don't like maybe don't be so excessive and like watch a whole season in one day. But then again, like what else are we doing? I feel like we watched a season and a half, like 9 episodes. But also the episodes are very short on that show, which I kind of like English shows for that reason. So I'm just flipping the seam. I did this on the other side, I think yesterday. But I have to flip the seam the other way so that the both parts are exposed so that we can actually sew it together. Okay, that's good. I like how the flares are coming out as well. They're still very prominent. I feel like you can't ever tell because it's black, but I promise the flares are still there. It's almost completely done. Just double checking. So we did the entire front, we did this whole side, and then we're just doing back, and then we're good. So I just need to base this last stitch. Oh, okay. I almost wanna edit this and let this droop rather than have it be. I think I might do that. Why not? So because we're actually, since I'm going to cut this velvet right here, I'm not going to attach this all the way to this seam. It ends right here. But currently, the way I draped it, it originally went all the way to here. And so I was just going to have to cut it out. But because the front dips down, I'm thinking, what if I do that type of dip on this seam? I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but I just need to make sure everything's pinned in place before I start draping because it's kind of like all a bit loose right now. Okay, cool. It is gonna involve removing some of my basting job, and we're almost done, but I'd rather make adjustments now than after I already start like actually sewing everything together. So, and this is why we use neon orange thread and very loosely greased it. All right, so let's see if this is even plausible. I mean, there's definitely the chance that it's not plausible. Oh. Yeah, because of the amount of fabric we have, I feel like it's not gonna make a huge difference. But I do kind of like it better. It's shaping the body better. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but I'm gonna go with it. You do want to make sure when you make adjustments like this, the side seam remains straight. Yeah, it definitely has gained a lot of length on the corner, so our side seam. So that's good. So honestly, now I'm gonna cut away some of the excess so that I can fully get the view. Oh, I like it so much better. It's so interesting how that happens. Right. Yay. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the side seam and this again, and then we're gonna do the waistband. But I don't know if you can tell like the difference. This is so piratey to me. But I genuinely really like it. Obviously, we're gonna have to work out because now like the seams like don't perfectly match up, but already the hem isn't like how I plan on having it be anyways. But yeah, I feel like it's coming together. I really like it from the back. I wish you could see how like this is pulling because the back is so lush. I really like how the back looks. The front, less so, but we're gonna make it work. Oh, there's like a pin right here, which is like making it fall funny. Cool. All right, let's put the baste in. Again, what happened to my needle? Okay, really? Now I have no idea what happened to my needle. When you just give up and start staring at a thing of pins. If this is the needle, no, that's a pin. It was sitting like straight up like this. And that would have hurt so much if I stepped on it. No, that's a pin again. Why do these pins all look huge? All right, so when you just start staring at the floor. All right, let's see. There has to be a needle in here. I know I have more needles like in something like over there, but I just don't feel like going searching for it. Okay, here's the needle. So frustrating. This genuinely looks so disgusting to me. I don't like sugary juices or like cocktails or anything like that, so the look of this blue is just like, and yet I think it's so gross, and yet it called me in the store. Like I was like, I need to try that. I never buy kombucha at the grocery store because why can I not talk? Sometimes I like have so like my mind is racing and it's like okay, so anyways, I was saying so weird. I never buy kombucha normally at the grocery store because my roommate or my brother is my roommate and we both like the same type of kombucha. So we order cases of it, like 50 cases or 50 can cases of it and keep it in our fridge. So why would we ever buy it at the grocery store? There's absolutely no reason to do that. But this just drew my eye in, like, what is that? And this actually, it looks this color just because, I mean, if you know anything about kombucha, you kind of have to shake it usually before you drink it. So that's why it's that color. But like it normally is like a light ice color, like ice blue, and then you shake it and it becomes more blue. I don't know why this is like, that's how boring my life is right now. Like that is like the most exciting thing I can possibly talk about. Something else that I was thinking that is pretty exciting is when I think about it, the decrease in my expenses has been so drastic. I normally pay so much a month to take the subway like everywhere I need to go. I don't like go to work every day on the subway because I don't have a 9-to-5 job, but then I only use the subway half the time to go to work or like different trains and whatnot. The other half of the time I take Ubers. So I spend quite a lot of money a month on Ubers. I try really hard to like have rules for myself and abide by them as best as I can. But like in the last couple months before this happened, I was working mainly morning shifts. Like when I say morning, like I have to leave my house. If I'm going to use public transportation, I would have to leave my house at like 2 or 3 a.m. And in order to save myself literally like 2 hours, I would end up taking Ubers a lot. So yeah, that is all hasn't been happening for 2 months, which is crazy. So that's a huge decrease. I'm also a coffee addict, which you would know if you've even just glanced at my channel. And I haven't gone to Starbucks, and I'm not even just like a coffee addict. Like I'm a bougie, stupid, annoying coffee addict. Yes, I mainly drink black coffee, but I'm someone that will literally go to Starbucks 3 times a day if I'm working and just feeling blah. So that I live what feels like half my life in airports, which already is expensive. So Starbucks is expensive, Ubers are expensive, just being in airports is expensive. And I haven't done any of that in 2 months. So like I find that super exciting and satisfying actually. Also, I did want to mention one thing that I did differently since I've been home more is I moved my room around. And I think when I started live streaming the first couple live streams, I think my room was completely different. I could be wrong and my room could have always been like this, but I don't think so. No, it definitely wasn't always like this. So my live streams used to happen like right where the door is, and the door is right over here, like next to this brown wood. Which also, sorry about that, ignore that. Literally my shelves are like under construction. That's not that cute of a background. I didn't even realize that was in view. what is it called though? So my live streams used to occur over there because I moved like this whole shelving unit that's in front of us to that side of the room, but it used to be right where I'm sitting. So you used to have to like walk through like my studio section and then around the shelves to get to my bed area. So it was actually like quite an effort to get into the bed area. And that was really good because your default, like when you walk in my room, would be to like sit at the desk, sit at the table, like to not go and like chill in bed, which can be a bad habit when like you're working from home and whatnot. So anyways, I moved my whole room around for a couple of reasons, but mainly I was probably just bored and wanted to try out something different. And I did always wonder like how it would be. I do kind of like it this way just because my closet is right next to my bed. So you can kind of just like go right from the bed to the closet, which is nice. But there's benefits to both sides. Also, I like that there's windows. That was the main reason I did actually, because there's windows like right in front of me. And I felt like it would be better to work in a space with daylight. And when you have the shelves like blocking off half the room, then you weren't getting daylight before. So anyways, long story short, I never considered the fact that when I changed my room, because these shelves aren't built yet, and also just because of where the opening of the shelves is, because obviously in order to get into the area, there has to be, these are L-shaped shelves. So they're longer on this side and then they're shorter going that way, but it is an L and it leaves like an opening so that you can walk in there. So anyways, there obviously has to be an opening so that you can get inside, and that opening just happens to be right where the door is now. So my default became like I'd walk in my room, I'd see my bed, and I just want to like sit down in my bed. Not that I was like going to sleep, but like, you know, sit on the computer in bed or on my phone in bed or read in bed, whatever it may be, I was doing it in my bed. And that when you like don't have a structure to your day and like you're just spending most of your time at home is not a good habit at all. It definitely adds to the insomnia and just everything. So what I did was just as a temporary solve, but honestly, I think I'm going to keep it. I tested out moving my brother has the same setup in the other room, but his setup is actually because we live in an apartment in New York City, so you have to kind of like makeshift. So he actually has like the kitchen area in his room. So we blocked off his bedroom area, and then we added these shelves, which will eventually have wallpaper and backing and everything, and you won't be able to see in them. But then we also added curtain rod that totally blocks off. So you like once it's shelved in completely, you would not be able to see his area. But he wasn't using the curtain rod yet because we are still working on adding the backing and the wallpaper and all that. So I decided to test it out in my room, even though you can still see my bed area. I was like, what if I just block off the entrance? So the first thing, hey, welcome. So I was thinking, what if like when you first walk in my room, the entrance to my bed area is just blocked off? Even though you can see it, would it make a difference if like if there was some sort of blockage so that like your mind doesn't immediately go, let me go sit in my bed? And it has actually worked completely. So I turned it off, and I'm definitely going to keep it because once I, finish adding the backboards and wallpapering and everything, you won't be able to see my bed area at all. So it will be its own private little section, and adding the curtain just makes it even more private. So I'm definitely excited about that. And it's just interesting though to think like how our minds work, because I technically can still totally see my bed. Like you can see my bed and like all my pillows and stuff from here. but just adding that one step of like opening the curtain gives me that like 2 seconds that I need to be like, no, don't go lay in your bed, go into the studio and sit at your desk. So just thought I would share my one little moment of growth. Again, we are almost done basting this whole thing. I know I think I said yesterday, I was gonna add a strap maybe across here because I don't think this will hold up without some sort of strap, but I don't want it to come from here because I really like how this looks. Let me cut this off. Like this is so unnecessarily long. But what I was saying is always talking with a pin in my mouth. I'm gonna actually wait. I do want to do that, and I'm pretty sure I am gonna do that, but I think we should start just taking it off, adding the proper seam allowance, sewing it together, and then once we get to a good place where it's like majority together, then I can always add that additional strap. Okay. And I'm also going to cut this off so we can just see. The reason I'm cutting it off is I know that I don't need that much seam allowance, and also if one side is way longer than the other, you know that you won't need that much. So I'm just cutting off the bits that have one side way longer than the other. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and knot this. And I think we have like almost the whole thing basted together. So I'm gonna go through and just take out any seams or any pins that seem unnecessary, which pretty much all the pins are kind of unnecessary at this point, as long as we have it fully basted together. I think I want to rebaste right here. Do I need, or no, is it? Yeah, it's coming undone right there. I don't know what happened. Just one little place. Where did I put that pin? Ah, right here. We don't need more thread. We're good. Okay, tie it off. Yay! Okay, is it all? So slowly try to lift it and see if anywhere there's pins that catch you. Because I'm gonna have to remove this very slowly. It's stretchy, but and it's not like sewn super tight, but technically this doesn't have an out source, like a zipper a way out. So I have to be careful removing it. So the way you get something tight off the mannequin is you pull the shoulders in. Okay. Alrighty. Let's try this. Slowly but surely. It is stretchy. All these fabrics are stretchy. But okay. Okay. Nerve-wracking. Alright, so now what I want to do is go through, measure out properly, and cut all of my seam allowance. And then we are ready to start sewing. So I know this was another short live stream again, but I'm actually going to let you guys go, and I will be back probably the earliest is tomorrow on Twitch at 2 o'clock. I have all my links in my bio if you've never joined me on Twitch before. And yeah, so we're going to keep working on this dress tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And thank you so much. If you do enjoy my live streams, please like this live stream wherever it lets you do that, if it's in the same place. And subscribe if you haven't. Put on your bell notification if you want to know when I go live. And thank you so much for joining me. Bye, guys. My mouse doesn't work. Bye.